in the queues. Insertion in the queues means that you are trying to add a new element in the queue. And in this case, the example which I have taken here is, in this example, I have considered that you are representing your queues with the help of arrays. Right? So that's why the representation is in the form of queues only. So insertion, we know whenever we are trying to insert any data element in the queue, insertion always happens at the rear end of your queue. And when we are talking about the insertion in the queue, this operation is also known as the enqueue operation. So do not get confused if somebody says that you need to write the algorithm for doing enqueue operation in queue. Enqueue and insertion, they are both one and the same. Either it can be called as enqueue or they can write insertion in the queue. They both are the same thing. Enqueue means whenever you are trying to insert the data, and insertion in your queue always happens from the rear end. And rear end is the element which is the last element in your last place of your valid element in the queue, right? So now let's see that whenever we are trying to insert the element in the queue, what are the different cases which may happen. So the first case which may happen is, so I have divided the entire insertion process into 4 steps. Right? By having a look at them, you can very well see that what are the possible cases which may happen while doing the insertion. The 4 possible cases which may happen when we are trying to insert the data in the queue. So when you are trying to insert data in the queue, this is the first case. In this queue, I have taken that 4 is the maximum size of this queue. The first front element is there at your first index, and the rear is pointing towards the last element, that's the 4th element. Right? So when front is equal to 1 and rear is equal to that of 4, so what is this case? We are trying to insert the data element in the queue, but first of all we need to check whether we have any place available for doing the insertion or not. If there is no place available in to us, like for the first case, you can very well see that there are total 4 places in this queue A, and in all those 4 places we have got 4 elements also. And if I have to insert new element in the queue, suppose the item which I want to insert is E. If I want to insert E in this first case, then will it be possible for me to do the insertion in the first case? Will it be possible for me to do this? No, this will not be possible for me. Why so? Because there is no empty place available, there is no empty space available, place or space or location in the queue where you can insert the new item. For doing the insert for the new item, obviously you require some empty place here, which is as of now not available to us. Right? So if this is the case when your front is equal to 1 and your rear, in this case, rear is equal to 4, or if I take it in the general form, so if front is equal to 1 and your rear is equal to n, where n is the maximum size of your queue, so it means you cannot do the insertion in the queue. And this condition is known as the overflow condition. Okay. So the very first thing that you need to check while doing the insertion in the queue is you need to check for the overflow condition. If overflow is there, overflow condition is satisfied, then and there you are supposed to exit that program and not do the insertion. Is it clear? The first case is, I hope the first case is clear to you all. Right? So this is the first case. Now let's talk about the second case. Now in the second case, you can very well see that we have got one queue. This queue is entirely empty. There is no element present in the given queue. If there is no element present in this given queue, what does that mean? That how do we check it whether it is empty or not? For that, if your front is equal to R is equal to null, so that implies that your queue is empty. right? So if the queue is empty, in that case, what will happen again? So if I want to do the insertion for this item E in the queue, so item E can be inserted here. So once I do the insertion of this item E in this queue, which is already empty, so in that case, I will set front is equal to rear is equal to 1. 1 here is one value here I am considering as the first index of your array. So this is what you need to apply when second case will be there. So how do we check whether the queue is empty or not? In the program, you can use the isEmpty function which is available to us. In the algorithm, if you have to check it, for that you can write this condition. If front is equal to R, where F stands for front, R stands for rear, and both of them are pointing toward the null pointer, it means your queue is empty. So you can very well do the insertion in your queue. And that insertion will happen at the very first index in your queue. This queue. So insertion in this queue will happen. Yes, it can happen, but for that there is one condition. What is that condition? You can do the insertion in such type of array or queue, you can say, if it is there at the last position, but along with that, it is given to you that it is a circular queue. Yes. So insertion in this type of queue is only possible if it is a circular queue. In case not a circular queue, in that case, insertion is also not possible in this. Means if it is deliberately given to you that this is a linear queue and this is the scenario, then in that case you cannot do the insertion here. You can only do insertion if it is given to you that this is a circular queue. Then so assume, so most of the times, whenever we are talking about the queues, most of the times we will come across the queues which are circular in nature. So whenever you write any algorithm, whenever you write any program, consider them as that of your circular. So if this is a circular queue, yes, I can do the insertion of element E in the queue, and that insertion will happen here. Suppose this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. If front is also equal to 4, R is also equal to 4, and I want to do the insertion in the circular queue, yes, we can do the insertion in the circular queue. So in that case, now my front will now become equal to that of 1. So for this case, front will be 4. Front will remain 4. The change will happen in the rear. Rear will become rear plus 1. This is the normal condition, right? Rear will be incremented by 1. So if the rear is incremented by 1 and this is the circular key, 4 के बाद 5 तो बनेगा नहीं. Then in that case now the rear will be equivalent to that of which value? Tell me. What will be the updated value for rear in this case? What is the updated value of rear if I have got a circular queue? Yes, in this case, then rear will become equivalent to that of 1. So this is how updation in my circular queue will happen. Front will be there at the 4th place and rear will be equivalent to that of rear. It will become rear plus 1. It will be incremented by 1. But वो 5th location पे नहीं जाएगा. It will go back to your first empty place, that is index number 1. So in that case, my rear will now become equivalent to that of 1. Okay. So let's talk about the very common scenario that you will come across. The 4th case is a general case, a common scenario. In this case, you can very well see that we have got 4 places available to us. 4 places are there. And I want to do the insertion for the new element E in my array. So in this case, there is no problem at all. What we can do, we can do the insertion very easily. Front is there at the 1, rear is there at the 3rd place, and we do have one empty place. So I can do the new insertion here. E can be inserted at the last index, but once I do the insertion, there are few options which are supposed to be done. So what are those updations that we have to do? For that, you know that this was the rear, and where does the rear point to? Rear always points to the last element in your queue. So after the insertion of this item in this place, what you have to do, you need to update the rear pointer. Update rear. How do we update the rear? For that, I have already told you the condition or the statement that we have to write. The statement which you are supposed to write is you need to set rear is equal to rear plus 1. So this will help you out in, first you will insert the item at the maximum value whatsoever is the value, then you will update the rear pointer also. In this case, earlier r was equal to 3, here now r will become equal to that of 4. So this is a basic criteria how do you insert the data